DVCAM is a format developed by Sony and released in 1995. It's a variation of the DV format and it targets the lower-end professional market. DVCAM, along with DV, or also known as Mini DV, became standards for both amateurs and professionals. An affordable and versatile format ideal for multitude of users, from home videos to news broadcast. In this documentary, we will explore the format DVCAM, where it comes from and its advantages. But also we will take a look at some other related formats that also participated in turning digital video mainstream. Welcome to a story of digital video.
With Sony's Betamax, you won't miss a thing.
A triple play. You've just seen a triple play.
No, I didn't.
4 hours of sports, movie specials on one cassette. Yeah.
VHS, the 4-hour system from Panasonic and other leading companies.
Sony Handycam. Where will it pop up next?
Buy or rent, but get your hands on a Sony Handycam.
Magnetic tapes completely transformed the way we store media. They were cheap and could be immediately recorded and played. However, the quality of each recording was subject to different variables, such as the quality and wear of the tape, the format, and the number of copies or generations of it. For example, in an original camera tape, we could edit it using a linear editing system and create a master edited tape, and from that tape, make copies to distribute. The final copy would be 2 generations ahead and substantially have lesser quality, meaning that it would be a limit of generations we could create before having an awful image. The worse the format is, the more noticeable the loss will be. That's why it never was a good idea to duplicate a VHS from another one. Until the 90s, the main standards on broadcast had been U-matic and later DVCAM SP. Introduced in 1986, DVCAM SP used component recording on a tape with 4:2 sampling and 900 horizontal lines. This was in fact more quality than the average television and of any digital capturing process existing at the moment. But DVCAM was expensive. VCRs and cameras were heavy and the cost of each of them was equivalent to actually a good car. But everything changed with the introduction of DV. DV, which stands for Digital Video, was developed to replace the analog formats such as Hi-8 and VHS. DV offered a smaller tape and higher quality of image. This format would allow the manufacture of smaller and cheaper cameras, and that turned out to be very attractive for the amateur consumer. Some cassettes also had a special memory chip to allow record some metadata such as date, title, or an index for search purposes, with a maximum capacity of 12 kilobytes. DV was a great success, and it became the new standard for home video productions. In 1995, Panasonic introduced DVC Pro, which was basically a DV format aimed for the professional sector. DVC Pro used a different metal tape which runs at higher speed, being able to widen the tracks and obtain a better performance than standard DV. It was next year, 1996, when Sony introduced DVCAM as a direct competition of DVC Pro. DVCAM and DV are identical. They use the same type of tape and same digital video encoding, compression, and data transfer. In fact, both tapes can be used indistinctly for each of the formats. But DVCAM format increases the speed of the tape at 20%, increasing the track pitch to 15 microns, 5 more than standard DV that has 10. DVCAM tapes are made with denser raw cobalt, and they have a 15% increase in wear resistance. This change produced a reduction of drops of about 50%, making the format much more reliable and durable. The price was higher too. A 60 minutes mini DV tape would last 40 minutes if recorded in DVCAM, and vice versa. DVCAM also came with two different sizes of tape. The big tapes could record up to 3 hours in DVCAM or 5 in standard DV. All DVCAM cameras, recorders, and tapes were 100% compatible and interchangeable with standard DV, so the user could choose the format they wanted to use depending on the type and importance of the production. DVC Pro was still a superior format, but DVCAM became the choice of most of the amateur and professional users. This success was mostly because of the popularity of Sony's cameras. They were affordable and offered a good image quality, ideal for all kinds of low-cost productions. And in special, there is one camera that couldn't be greater. The Sony DSR-PD150 is perhaps one of the main reasons of the DVCAM success. The DSR-PD150 was a lightweight camera with 3 1/3 inch CCDs. It included all main features that we would expect from a professional camera, such as LXR audio inputs, manual iris and focus, and optical zoom. It would record in mini DV or mini DVCAM tapes, and it became a reliable companion for all kinds of low-end productions. Its robustness and affordable price made it a great competition for many other professional options. Another great addition was the DSR-11. This is the lowest level DVCAM VCR offered by Sony, but its low price and portability made it a great complement for editing. The DSR-11 was compatible with the two sizes of tapes and offered a wide range of inputs and outputs, including firmware. Sony also offered a wide range of cameras and VCRs for different ranges of client, from the most low-end to broadcast television, but perhaps these two are the most significant. It's the beginning of the 2000s, and non-linear editing is becoming extremely popular. Lots of DV editing cards appeared on the market at unbelievable low prices, targeting the DV consumer and taking advantage of the firmware interface, or also known as the iLink. iLink, or simply firmware, is the digital interface that DV cameras and VCRs would use to transfer video digitally from one device to another. This connection used the IEEE 1394 standard protocol for high-speed, short-distance data transfer, and allowed the transfer of video from one device to another with no generational loss. So, do you remember when I talked about the tape generations? By using a firmware cable, copying our recorded images was turned into a data dump, and we would obtain the exact copy of the original tape, so it would be no generation loss of any kind. With computers becoming more powerful, we soon gained the ability of capturing directly onto a laptop or desktop without the need of additional hardware. Footage could be shot and transferred easily between devices, making editing possible anywhere. The use of smaller cameras also allowed TV crews to be able to work in smaller teams, making it easier and cheaper, with no need of carrying heavy and expensive equipment anymore. It's true that the quality was not as good as other professional formats such as DVCAM SX, but the ability to use smaller cameras and a simplified workflow would widely compensate it. In 1991, Sony also introduced digital DVCAM, which was meant to replace the DVCAM SP format. Digital DVCAM offers exceptional stability and quality, but also at a noticeable higher cost, which made the format more exclusive for a well-funded, high-end broadcast productions. There is no doubt that DVCAM became leader in its market sector until the late 2000s, when the eruption of high definition made its appearance. The development of HDB, which was compatible with the well-known DV tapes, and able to record 25 megabits per second and 1080 interlaced, was called to be its successor. HDB was another cheap HD solution attractive to the same consumers that for years worked with DVCAM, and who, in fact, made it that popular. But with the later appearance of cameras with hard drives or memory cards, tapes would not take long to become obsolete, as having the media directly into a hard drive was a faster and more convenient solution. And perhaps this is what ended the videotape format's war forever. However, DVCAM would still be widely used almost until 2010 for all those low-cost productions that were not required to be in high definition. I hope you enjoyed this video about the history of DVCAM and digital video in general. If you did, please consider to subscribe and stay tuned, because on the next episode, I'm going to take a deeper look at the PD150 camera and the DSR-11 recorder. Until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.